Hello, everybody. My name is j.m.hamilton. I'm the Executive Director at the Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett. Today, I will be walking you through the pledge process for the Georgia Student Scholarship Organization, or the GaSSO program. GaSSO allows any taxpayer in the state of Georgia to contribute to private schools like Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett for the purpose of creating scholarship funds. And in the process, you as the donor are made whole. You receive 100% of the amount of your contribution back through a state tax credit. All on the way, we as a school receive those funds and are able to distribute those to students and families in need and help break down that financial barrier to ensure that that child can receive the high quality education and support that we are able to deliver. So thank you very much for considering this as a support option. If this video doesn't directly address any questions you might have about the program or about our school, I certainly encourage you to reach out to me directly, and I will be happy to help however I can. When you are ready to make your pledge, we are going to start the process by visiting their website, www.georgiasso.com. You'll be greeted by their homepage, which of course has a lot of information, both linked here at the top, some announcements and tax guidelines here in the middle, and then two videos that walk you through both the process as a whole and a second that highlights some of the changes that have been voted into law for 2023, most of which I will cover during this video. If you have given through GaSSO in the past and created an account, you'll select the login button here in the upper right. You will log in and it will take you directly to your pledge form with most of your information already filled out. If you have not given in the past or don't have an account, no problem. You'll visit the large orange box and select Submit Your Pledge. Again, you're going to be greeted by a notification just highlighting that the process has changed a little bit for 23, mostly in a good way. The new law allows most donors to give at a higher level than they have in the past. But with that increase, the expectation is all $120 million in tax credits will likely be issued on day one and only to those that have submitted their pledges early. If those pledges request more than $120 million, you as a donor will likely see a reduced and prorated approval. So you may give or choose to pledge $5,000 but be approved for a lesser amount. This is just letting you know of that. Of course, you're just going to continue on by selecting the pledge button. Again, this screen is going to give you a couple of options as to how to proceed. Ultimately, it's taking you to the same pledge form. If you have a login but chose not to log in at the main page, here's your second chance. You can select this middle option. If this is the first time that you are giving, I do highly recommend you create an account. It's very simple, only takes a few seconds, but it will give you better visibility of your pledge throughout the year. It will also help in future years by populating a lot of your information onto the pledge form automatically and not having to re-enter it manually. And then, of course, you can always just continue on without creating an account, and that's the option that I will follow for today. We are, of course, giving or pledging for 2023. The 22 program has closed, so this is the only year you could select from. The next step, of course, is to select your proper tax filing status. It is going to directly link to the maximum donation that you are allowed to give for 2023. If you are filing individually, that amount is $2,500. If you are married filing jointly, that amount is $5,000. If you are married filing separately, each spouse can give $2,500 on their own. If you are part of a small business, a pass-through entity of any type, whether that be an S-Corp, an LLC, a partnership, or anything similar, you have the opportunity to give at an even higher level. If you are an individual owner of an S-Corporation, that amount is $25,000. If you and your spouse are joint owners of an S-Corporation, collectively you can give $50,000. If you are an S-Corporation with multiple unrelated, unmarried owners, each one of those owners can give $25,000 on their own. As a small business, if you know what the SALT workaround program is, and that is something that you are interested in learning more about or giving through, this bottom option, S-Corp as an other entity, is correct for you. Essentially, what you are doing is choosing to recognize the donation and tax credit at the business level. And in the process, you are treated more like a larger C corporation in that you are able to give up to 75% of your estimated tax liability. So if there's any questions on this, please let me know. Reach out to your CPA for a more detailed discussion. And of course, if you are a larger C corporation, you will select this option. These two options here at the bottom, if you do select that, you will have to disclose some very basic business information. Any of these options here at the top will just require you to put personal information. And again, very basic and quick. For the purposes of this, I will select married filing joint, which is how my wife and I participate through the program. And again, all we need to fill out is our first, last, and social security number. Middle name is optional for both spouses. And then putting in our mailing address, my email address, and a contact phone number. It's that simple. That's all you need to do. Really, all of that information is used to simply verify that you are a resident or a taxpayer in the state of Georgia. The final step in the giving or pledge process is to select the school that you want to support. Of course, we hope that you will select Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett. So just select that box, and you can either scroll down or just begin typing our name, and you will find us as Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett Lawrenceville. This box here just confirms the amount of your pledge that you want to allocate to that school. It will automatically populate. While not something most do, you can split that across multiple schools. If that's the case, you would just add a second school, select how much you want to give to each, and collectively it will add up to the maximum that you are able to give on an annual basis. Once you have selected that, the last option is just to agree to their terms and policies. Essentially, you are allowing them to hold your information, and they will submit it to the Georgia Department of Revenue in January to ultimately be reviewed and hopefully approved in the program. Once you have selected that, you're going to go ahead and hit the Submit Pledge button here at the bottom, and your pledge is done. You will receive an email verification from GaSSO indicating that they have received your pledge and that all of the fields that you needed to fill out are complete. GaSSO will be holding, again, because we are now at this point making an early pledge for 2023. GaSSO will hold all pledges until January the 1st of 2023. At that point, they will turn over all of those pledges to the Department of Revenue. Over a span of likely 3 to 4 weeks, the DOR will receive, review, and ultimately approve those that can go ahead and continue with this program. You will be notified in two ways. You'll receive an email directly from GaSSO. You will also get a letter in the mail from the Department of Revenue verifying that you've been approved, verifying the end amount that you have been approved for. Again, please pay special attention to that. It's very likely that you may see it prorated down and approved for amount a little bit less than what you had originally pledged. And then it will give you the certification number and other details on how to ultimately fund that pledge. Once approved, the recommendation is that you fund that pledge within 60 days. We will upload a video walking you through that process as well. Basically, you're going to return to this page, enter that certification number, and it's going to walk you through that. It's very simple. At the end of the year, you will receive a tax credit voucher in the mail, highlighting your participation, highlighting the amount that you ultimately funded. That is what you will use in your year-end tax filings, and you will again receive 100% of that amount of money back from the state of Georgia. If you are a pass-through business, there are also options for federal deductibility, and in that case, for many donors who qualify for that, you will get all of your money back from the state. You will receive an additional benefit back from your federal return. You have taken a charitable contribution and turned it into a profitable investment. But regardless of how you give, we certainly appreciate it. There are some amazing students and families that face very significant financial hurdles in their lives. Your giving allows them to attend schools like Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett, break down that barrier and receive the quality education that they so badly need and deserve. And so we thank you for being a part of that. If you have any questions, please reach out to me directly. I am happy to help. And of course, I'm always here to assist in any other way, so never hesitate to reach out. Thank you very much for joining me for this video walkthrough today, and I look forward to talking to you very soon. Bye-bye.